Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. There's a couple of stories here. Subcommittees are forming. Committees are forming to investigate the investigators, so to speak. Investigate what really happened on January 6th and the FBI's involvement in it. Now, we all know they were involved in it. The question is, how much? And to be honest with you, it was probably one of the most political genius theatrical stunts in the history of the United States. If the Democrats had coordinated with the FBI to put tons of informants and goat them on in storming the Capitol, it was a brilliant play by the Democrats. It's evil, to be sure. Evil, to be sure. But to do that, just to get back at President Trump, is just amazing to me. The Democrats know how to do theatrics. They know how to manipulate the press. They know how to control the press, and they know how to control social media. And they see that grip slipping away. Now, let's check out a couple of stories. The first one is from timcast.com. Trump releases video discussing FBI censorship of free speech. The FBI had been coordinating a massive censorship, surveillance, and propaganda campaign against the American people. It's very much like when Tucker Carlson got a call from a very close friend of his in Washington saying the NSA had text and phone calls. He was trying to get an interview with Putin. This is before the war. And he was warning him they were going to go public with it. That, folks, is 1984 Soviet-style authoritarianism. So let's just briefly see what President Trump has to say.
The now famous Twitter files have proven beyond all doubt that the corrupt officials at the FBI have been coordinating a massive censorship, surveillance, and propaganda campaign against the American people and, frankly, against me. In the most recent and notorious example, the FBI worked to stop the truth from being told about the Biden family's criminality. They worked so hard to stop it from coming out, and the corruption prior to the 2020 election. They didn't want any bad information to come out about the Biden family. The fix was in, but the censorship of the laptop from hell.
You get the idea. It's about the censorship. It's about the interference with government agencies, with the DNC working hand in glove, the intelligence agencies putting pressure on. It wouldn't take much pressure to take away the First Amendment rights of millions of Americans on social media. And the coordinated effort, I believe, and we're going to see as it comes out, the involvement in the January 6th riot. I've never heard of political prisoners like this still being held in jail from the January 6th riots. It's been 2 years, and there's still people in jail. They're cutting loose with bail murderers, R-A-P-I-S-T-S. I can't spell it out because I don't want the algorithm to pick it up. People have done horrendous things to children, robberies, massive assaults, injuring of citizens, the theft of tens of thousands of dollars, all released on their own recognizance, and then maybe a small bail, if that. But these people are still sitting in jail. Charge them, give them bail, set up their trial just like anybody else. I'll tell you, I'm 66 years old, and I've never seen political prisoners of this magnitude I would ever think in my country. Now let's go to what the Republicans are doing now, forming a subcommittee to really find out what really happened with the intelligence services controlling the media and social media and their involvement in the January 6th riot. We're going to go to Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Congressman Gaetz claims videos prove FBI involvement in January 6th insurrection. Congressman Matt Gaetz and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene held a press conference Thursday analyzing videos of the January 6th insurrection. Now, my understanding is they're going to be released, or they have the authority to release. The Republicans now control the House. They're going to release 14,000 hours, I believe, of video, maybe even more. Gaetz showcased a compilation of videos Thursday that he claims would expose the truth of what led many individuals to take part in the events on January 6th. Gaetz went on to call the January 6th insurrection a Fedsurrection. A video of an individual taking down fencing at the breach site was shown by Gaetz during the conference. Gaetz claims that some people, because of one individual's actions, may have been naive and drawn into a place they were not supposed to be. Well, are they looking for the guy that took down the fence? The answer is nope. They're not even showing photos of him. Do you know this person? But they're going after everybody else. There's going to be thousands more, they say, are going to be arrested. 2 years later. Just moments ago, Congressman Greene and I went to this specific location outside as we demonstrated how easy it would have been for an individual might have listened to the U.S. President's remarks and arrived to the breach site, seeing that fencing was removed and might have been drawn to a place they weren't supposed to be and never intended to be, Gaetz said. Yeah, there's videos of Capitol Police opening up doors and clearly saying in audio, I don't go along with this. I don't condone it. But I was told to open up the doors. Come on in. I got to tell you, the Democrats played this one beautifully. Gaetz then went on to claim that the individual addressed by Gaetz as the fence cutter is not listed on the FBI's most wanted list. I wonder why. Where others who participated in the breach have been listed. Yeah, it's crazy. The people that caused damage, the people that broke things, the people that broke through windows to get in. Simple trespassers, give them a fine, give them 90 days probation, 6 months, whatever, and move on. But the ones that actually caused damage, yeah, give them a proper sentencing as you would anybody else. It's a two-tier justice system, and nothing can make a country fall apart quicker than a two-tier justice system. Gaetz' showcase of aggravated videos, he goes on to say that an individual, Ray Epps, incited the events of January 6th, ushering much of the blame away from the other individuals involved in the Capitol breach. According to the New York Times, Epps was captured on video yelling to a crowd, "Okay, folks, spread the word. As soon as the president is done speaking, we go to the Capitol. The Capitol is this direction." Epps has not been charged with his actions, leading some to believe he was protected by the FBI or other government agency. Gaetz and Greene both claim in the conference that the federal government, along with Epps, were responsible for the January 6th breach of the Capitol. I think they played a huge part in it. 100% responsible? Probably not. 80, 90? Could be. I do not believe there would have been the same level of criminal activity in January 6th last year, but for the involvement of the federal government. That I believe. There would have been a few dozen that would have got trespassing or property damage. That's about it. But the Democrats saw an opportunity. They saw an opportunity to throw gas on an already fire that was raging. And they took advantage of it. And they played it up for all it's worth. Gaetz says toward the end of the conference that he expected and expects criticism for his theory that the federal government was involved in the January 6th. Send it to the critics, Gaetz said regarding his show of videos. Send it to the folks who produce the mainstream media prime shows. No, they won't show it. You know, it's funny. The American people, there was a lot more going on, and that the game you're watching is not the game being played. I agree. So what's going to happen? And how long will these subcommittees take? And how long will the investigations take? And how cooperative will the FBI and their informants and the people that they planted in the crowd? Is anybody going to go to jail? Probably not. But here's the problem. Once the facts are all released, as much as can be humanly possible, 50% of the country will think it's BS, and 50% of the country will be outraged. Will it change anything? I really don't know. Maybe it'll change things for the next time. But we all know that it would have been nearly as bad if it wasn't for government or government employees and or informants hadn't goaded people on. It was already a situation where people's nerves were on edge. They were angry and they were mad. And you mix all that up, and the Democrats saw what was going on and said, you know what? Let them in the Capitol. Let's get some people down on the ground. There was people there the day before the riot, just goading them on verbally, getting their blood worked up, and it didn't take much because they were already mad. It was a very tiny percent of the crowd that was there to hear President Trump talk. Now, it's funny, in a BLM riot, when they burned down buildings and killed dozens and dozens of people and destroyed thousands and thousands of lives, that's a mostly peaceful protest. This two-tier justice system is a formula for disaster for any country. You want to split a country apart quick? Have a two-tier justice system, and all hell's going to break loose. We're sitting on a powder keg, trying to keep the sparks away, trying to keep the flame away from this whole thing blowing up. We're going to have to see, but the truth has to come out. But the problem is, who is going to believe it? We'll have to see. Until next time, goodbye and good luck.